Back with the starters, before Game 4 in Cleveland, our very own Lee Ellis had a chance to talk to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver about a number of topics. And I know what you're wondering. Did the possibility of an NBA game being played in Australia come up? Yes. Yes, it did. Let's have a look.
I'm very, very excited to be joined by the Commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver. Adam, thank you very much for your time.
I'm pleased to be here, but I don't understand why I don't get the full complement of starters.
Well, yeah, the budget doesn't really allow for that right now. Trey was out in Oakland, I'm here, so we have to split it up a little bit.
All right.
A lot of people think that as the Commissioner, you have the power to just change a rule if you want or make a decision if you want without it going through due process. But if you had that capability and you could make one change to the league, what would it be?
That's a great question. I don't have one change. I think as a league, one of the things we're most focusing on is how we can do a better job developing players coming into this league. And one area that we do have to negotiate with the union is the minimum age of players coming to the league. It's currently 19. Now, I've proposed in the past, if it were up to me, I would raise that minimum age to 20. I could have answered your question. If I had the unilateral ability, I would raise the minimum age to 20. My reluctance to say that is I'm now learning we have to, if we're going to raise the age to 20, we have to spend as much time focusing on how those players will be developing before they get to age 20 and come into the league. And it's not just the 2 years they may be playing either internationally or college ball in the United States. It also goes to maybe at a younger age, how they're being taught the game, how they learn to be good teammates, how they learn respect for the game. So that's where my focus is.
I saw early in the playoffs, Magic Johnson sent you a congratulatory tweet when you became a father for the first time. Now, as a father myself, I know it can be pretty rough those first few months. How's it been for you?
It hasn't been rough. It's been very joyful. I already wasn't sleeping all that much, especially in the playoffs. But and so maybe I slept a little bit less. But our daughter Louise has just been pure joy. I mean, I'm a little bit of what they call an older father, I guess. I'm learning, and so I got a bit of a late start. But my wife Maggie's doing a fantastic job. She's home with Louise right now, and it's just been fun. You know, as a father, like even as I'm on the road just for a few days and then back, I'm like, my God, she's changed already. She's smiling now. She grew a little bit, so I can't wait for the years to come.
Well, I have a proposal for you, because you know what it's like when you've been in the office, you've had a long day, you get home at say 6:30, 7 o'clock, you've got to deal with your baby and the wife and things. Those 10:30 tip-offs on the West Coast are just killers. What about this? No game tips off later than 8 p.m. Eastern time. What about that?
No, you see, it's the opposite now, because I'm up late at night, so I'm truly a Western Conference expert.
Right, so it's worked well for you.
Yeah, no, so my issue is when the Western Conference game goes off at roughly 1 a.m. Eastern, I'm sitting there thinking, now what?
Right.
I'm watching reruns of the starters on NBATV.
Well, that's worth it then, staying up that late.
Absolutely.
If I didn't ask this, I would have my Australian passport taken off me, because there's only 2 continents in the world that have never hosted an NBA game. One of them is Antarctica, and the other one is Australia. So I'm here representing all of Australia, and I would like to know, what does Australia have to do to get an NBA game?
In all seriousness, it's something we're going to continue to look at. What do we have, 8 players from Australia in the league right now?
And 3 of the top overall picks since 2005 were actually born in Melbourne. Andrew Bogut in 05, Irving, and Ben Simmons last year.
On one hand, it's a relatively small country on a global basis. I think approximately 24 million people.
Around about, yeah.
Okay, and of course China has 1.3 billion, so you can understand as a market why we're going to fly across the world, we might end up in China. But having said that, generating great players is also ultimately what's critically important for this league. And so if by playing a game there, we can get even more Australians to be passionate about this game, to be playing, to engage in it, it might be worth our while. So it's something we're going to continue to look at.
Well, if you ever need to find out, just give me a call and I'll help you out with any logistics if you need to work those out. Now, the other thing is the NBA is a very, very social media heavy content league. I know, for example, you're very big on Facebook and also on Instagram, but you're a little more stealth on Twitter. Why is that?
I think it's so unfair. The motion on Twitter is that when I tweet through the official NBA account, and occasionally I do, and then I follow lots of people, literally hundreds of people, and it never occurred to me I was being stealth because I'm only following public accounts. So I just choose not to tweet in my own on my own account. When I tweet, I do it officially, and I do it through the NBA. And I think people aren't all that interested in my daily, what my daily whereabouts or my daily thoughts are anyway. So my tweets are sort of special and rare, and they come on the official NBA account.
Okay, well, the last question is getting back to Instagram, for example. I know you're very big on that, and often you post like maybe 10 photos in a row. But I also think you're not taking full advantage of your position as commissioner to get a few selfies with celebrities. Rihanna was in Game 1 in Oakland, Lewis Hamilton, Neymar, all those 3 different leagues and musicians, entertainers. You could be blasting away selfies with those guys all the time.
But notice, I posted pictures of them. I'm just not in them. I'm just not sure people are all that interested in looking at me. I'm kind of a behind-the-scenes office guy at the end of the day. And so, both on Facebook and Instagram, as opposed to Twitter, there I am fairly active. And what I realized when I became the commissioner, really precise to your point, I have all of this backstage pass. I get access to all kinds of interesting and fascinating things in arenas just around the league. So I post those photos, but I choose not to put myself in them. I think that makes them less interesting to people.
What about if I can get a selfie with you for my own personal account? Because people won't believe it otherwise.
I'm
so,
ready.
all right, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm ready to go here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. If you want to put it on your account, by all means, go ahead.
No, it has my picture in it. I'll put your picture on my account. Yeah.
Adam, thanks very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lee.